From start to almost the finish line this season, the Atlanta Braves have had their foot on the gas pedal. They came out swinging in April, building a divisional cushion, and have taken the mound with a front-running attitude ever since. The first-place Braves arrived for a weekend series with the Phils. The story of the National League East, well, there really hasn't been a story in the National League East because the Atlanta Braves, who come to town for the last time in 2013, have the best record in the National League, 85-54, and they find themselves 14 games up over the Washington Nationals, their magic number to clinch to the division, and it will be their 16th overall since they moved from Milwaukee, is down to 10. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Tonight, the Phils and the Braves get together here at Citizens Bank Park. It's an absolutely gorgeous night here in South Philadelphia. They'll have to deal with a guy that they haven't seen at all this year, a guy that they saw often in the past couple of years.
Good-looking young pitcher, Tom, and Mike Minor has a very good changeup, good fastball, breaking ball, competes while he's out there. You're right, they haven't seen him since last year in September when he pitched a late afternoon game in September against the Phils. You see what they've done in the season series thus far. The Braves have dominated, as you would expect. They're dominating almost everybody this year. The starters ERA, what a difference right there. They do hit a lot of home runs. Phillies have hit some home runs against them too. Bullpen ERA is not that much different. But Minor is a guy that could really step up and give you a good game. Phillies haven't seen him for a long time, but you see the good stuff that he features right here. And he pitched that game last year and did a very good job. He beat Roy Halladay, in fact, in that game. You see his stuff diving in and out of the zone. And he is just part of a tremendous starting rotation they put together this year. Tim Hudson's been out for a while, and they haven't even skipped a beat as they plugged other guys in like Tehran and Beachy and those kind of guys, along with Minor. They are up there with all the rankings in the National League. Quality start. Some people don't like that stat, but you know what? It does mean something because it means you get through 6 innings and you only give up 3 earned runs or less. But in their case, that's huge because the back of their bullpen is lights out.
Well, 3 earned runs or less. You know, we've talked about that stat a lot this year with the Phillies. The Braves also have played a lot of games this year when they've scored just 3 runs or less. They've won 22 of those games here in 2013. The starters tonight, we mentioned Minor making his 28th start of the year, and Cliff Lee, who had a very short outing for Cliff Lee. His last time out against the Cubs, he's making his 27th appearance here in 2013. Well, the Braves essentially have 2 catchers in their starting lineup. They have Evan Gattis, who's playing the outfield, but they have Brian McCann, who is truly a quality catcher, and he hits a lot of home runs against the Phillies. He's in the lineup tonight. We'll get to that in the first pitch when we come back. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Anheuser-Busch. A reminder from Budweiser, great times are waiting, designated driver. By Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phillies. By Toyota. Toyota's nationwide clearance event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. By Citizens Bank, where good banking is good citizenship. Isn't it time you experience good banking? And by Independence Blue Cross, the most preferred health plan in the region. Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. from Ryan Sandberg and from Carlos Tosca, the bench coach for the Atlanta Braves. So we're just about set to go. Game one of a 3-game series between the Phillies and the Atlanta Braves. The Braves' magic number to clinch the division is down to 10. The Phillies hope they can keep it out of the Braves' hands and maybe put it in the Nationals' hands and win this series this weekend against Brian McCann, Freddie Freeman, and the Atlanta Braves. Now the Phillies take the field. There's Cliff Lee hustling out to the mound. He's ready to go. Let's take a look at the Braves starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off at center field, B.J. Upton. Justin Upton, the right fielder, hits second. Hitting third is Freddie Freeman, followed by Evan Gattis, who's in left field tonight. Brian McCann does the catching. Chris Johnson, who's over at third base, is second in the league at hitting. He'll bat sixth. In the bottom third of Ugla, Simmons, and Mike Minor. And they will face left-hander Cliff Lee. Lee making his 27th start of the year. He's in a little bit of a rut, Wheels. He only has 11 wins, and I say only because at the All-Star break it seemed like he was heading to 17, 18 wins this year.
A couple of things, Tom, have happened to him. He's gotten involved in games with home run balls, a lot of solo home runs, but still, when you're dealing with a team like the Phillies that don't score a whole lot of runs, you can't give up much. And then that game in Chicago, as you mentioned in the opening, he was all over the place. Not never, but you rarely see him in a game where he doesn't command the strike zone, and he wasn't able to do that Saturday afternoon at Wrigley Field. Here's our Budweiser scouting report on him. By commanding the strike zone, you talk about controlling the tempo of the game, and that's what he's very, very good at doing. And lifetime against Atlanta, those are his career numbers. Well, it is time for our Nissan keys to tonight's game. The runaway Atlanta Braves are here. You really have to give them a lot of credit, the way they blew the doors off this division. Just a spectacular year for Atlanta, and hats off to them for the season that they've had. And, well, Ryan Sandberg's talking about using a lot of players. Well, how about Tuesday's double play combination tonight are the left fielder and the center fielder. That's moving guys around.
Well, you know they're going to be able to communicate okay.
Absolutely. They know each other from way, way back to those two guys.
Freddie Gonzalez, the manager of the Atlanta Braves. He has helped his team with somewhat of a calming influence in that clubhouse. He can be fiery when he needs to be, but he's done a pretty good job taking over for Bobby Cox.
Freddie is a very solid baseball man. And best thing he does with this team, probably the way they strike out, things that they do, is sit back and let them play.
Well, B.J. Upton will lead it off. Upton's hitting 199, but he's been better lately, and he fires the first pitch foul, so we're underway.
It's amazing. The two Uptons coming up right now, and they're closing in on 300 combined strikeouts. And then you got another guy in Ugla who has 160 or 70.
But they're among the leaders in walks.
Right.
And they're among the leaders in on-base percentage.
Exactly. They've really changed their game approach, have they, in the second half of the season. And they do not strike out as much or in key situations, and they have more base runners. But to have two guys at 1-2 in your lineup tonight closing in on 300 strikeouts, amazing.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it just misses inside. 1-2.
Hayward's not with him now, who we saw earlier, and he was leading off, but he's out for the season. And they hope to get him back in postseason. They're not sure.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number one for Cliff Lee. He is zeroing in on 1,700 strikeouts for his career. Not too many guys, when you put it in perspective, are in that category with the wins he's had and the strikeouts he's had. A reminder from Budweiser, great times are waiting. Designated driver.
Well, just the first batter that he faces tonight in B.J. Upton, his pitches were poop, 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 right where they normally are, as opposed on Saturday at Wrigley Field when he really couldn't command a pitch away to the right-handed batters.
So one out. Here's Justin Upton. Upton has struck out a lot, as Wheels said, but he's also sixth in the league in home runs with 24. A lot of his home runs have been solo shots.
Well, he'd been streaky with home runs, too. He started out, he was going to hit 60 this year in the month of April, and then he went into an unbelievable drought.
No balls, one strike to Justin Upton. Just off the outside corner. Last two starts for Lee against the Braves, he's allowed 8 runs in 11 1/3 innings. Boy, those last two pitches were very close to the outside part of the plate.
Right, and that's a difference in his last start, and hopefully he'll be able to do that tonight because he's just barely missing, and that's the way he controls his strike zone.
Swing and a miss, 2-2.
And pitch backwards like that, which he's tried to do a little more lately. Throw his change up when he's behind in the count instead of giving in with fastball so many times.
Certainly has the ability to throw that change up behind in the count. It's not a show me pitch. Ground ball right side. Darren Ruff waits for it, and it's an easy out, 2 away.
Threw it again too. He backed it up and really got up and off balance there.
Conditions tonight, it's beautiful. I know we say that a lot, but it really is comfortable. 70 degrees. It's dropping. Temperatures tomorrow are supposed to be in the 80s, but it is clear. It's been clear all day long. A little bit of a breeze coming out. What is it, Wheels, from the northwest?
Definitely northwest time when it's a day like this and you see those flags going towards right field.
Freddie Freeman, 306 on the year with 19 home runs, 94 runs batted in. He's 4th in the National League in RBIs this year. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
For a guy who's good a hitter as Freddie Freeman too, he's an amazing first ball hitter. He loves to go after it and he puts it in play a lot.
To the right side, Darren Ruff backs up on it, leaves there to cover, easy inning. That turns out to be an 11-pitch first inning for Cliff Lee. A strikeout and a couple of ground outs. He's through his first half. We go to the bottom of the first. The Phillies getting a chance to come up for the first time. Let's take a look at his lineup card for tonight. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Cesar Hernandez leads it off in center field. Jimmy Rollins bats second at shortstop. Chase Utley hits third, followed by Carlos Ruiz and Darren Ruff. Cody Ashe, the third baseman, bats sixth. Freddie Galvis in left field hits seventh. It just sounds strange. Hernandez in center, Galvis in left. John Mayberry's in right field. He'll bat eighth, and batting ninth and pitching is Cliff Lee. And they will face left-hander Mike Minor. He's had a decent year, 13-5, an ERA of 3.08.
Very impressive numbers too. Look at walk and strikeouts are good. Well under hits per innings pitched. 17 home runs allowed. A lot of them were early in the season. 14 of them to right-handed batters. Fastball, real good changeup, breaking ball, and just another young pitcher they have that's really picked it up for them. Our Budweiser scouting report on him. You see his fastball velocity, and there are his career numbers against the Phillies. He has not pitched against them since September of last year.
Hernandez shows bunt and fouls it at the plate. We haven't seen much of Hernandez batting right-handed. We've seen a lot of him batting left-handed so far.
We're going to see a lot of them batting right-handed this weekend.
That is true.
They're running some lefties out there.
Hernandez 3 for 11 in the first 3 games of this series, or this homestand against the Nationals. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Overall hitting .256 after a year where he hit .309 in the International League. Ryan Sandberg talking about Hernandez and Galvis today said that Galvis is probably ahead defensively. Hernandez is probably ahead offensively when comparing the two.
Yeah, Galvis can play more positions.
He said he's not sure about Hernandez on the left side of the infield. He said he just hasn't seen enough of him over there. That one's off the hands out towards second. Easy play for Edler. One away. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Barb Kearney of Prospect Park. Barb may know a Bob, but it's Barb. If the Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, Barb will win $200. Here's Rollins. 1 for 8 in the series against the Nationals. The one, though, was a double. That one's out towards center. And B.J. Upton is there. 5 pitches, 2 outs. Make it 6 pitches, 2 outs. Chase Utley had a good series against the Nationals. He was 4 for 7 with a couple of walks. He's had a good year against the Braves, hitting .304 against them with 2 home runs and 8 runs batted in. You had to figure he was going to take at least 1 strike.
It's been pretty easy so far for Minor in this inning. Throwing a lot of fastballs early on.
No balls, 1 strike.
Another one away here.
And another strike. It's 0-2. Minor last year made 30 starts. He's on pace for that same number this year. He's on pace, though, to have an earned run average that's a run lower than a season ago when it was at 4.12.
All right, curveball he threw there. I think McCann put down 2, so that would have been curveball. And he has a real good one. Changeup, especially to right-handed batters. It's a good pitch for him. I don't know that he throws a whole lot of changeups to left-handed hitters. Another curveball.
A swing and a miss, and Utley is struck out. So both pitchers work easy first innings. 10-pitch inning for Minor. Retires the Phils in order, and that'll take us to the second. On the San Diego Padres on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All 3 games are at 7:05. You can order tickets for the Phils and the Padres by going to Phillies.com. Top of the second. Evan Gattis, Brian McCann, and Chris Johnson are due up against Cliff Lee. Gattis vacationed down with Gwinnett, the AAA affiliate, for the Atlanta Braves for 3 games before September call-ups. They wanted to get him some at-bats, and he wound up getting 13 at-bats. And he was 6 for 13 during that time. And he's come back up since that time, and he's got 4 for 7 with a home run.
Well, he was a big spark plug for them early in the season. Did a tremendous job. It was one of those storybook situations where when he got a start, he would hit, and he'd come off the bench and hit pinch hit home runs. Watching him in batting practice today, he is an unbelievable BP hitter too. He can launch him. Strange stance, no batting gloves, crouch, holds his hands low, and just swings hard.
And a called strike 3.
Or takes one right down the middle with 2 strikes.
Boy, he set him up perfectly.
Gee.
2 strikeouts for Cliff Lee, and that's number 1,700 for his career.
The difference in his command here tonight, and that thing is right down the middle. I don't know whether he was guessing, looking for a different, whether an off-speed pitch or something in.
So 1,700 strikeouts for Cliff Lee. The leader, of course, is more than 5,000.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous number for Nolan.
McCann hits one skyward. Right center field. Playable for Hernandez.
You got that potential twilight situation right here. And they better be helping each other out pretty soon.
Well, 2 outs. Chris Johnson is coming up. Let's check in with Murph. Murph?
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Well, just a little bit of news of the day before the game. Both Ryan Sandberg and Rich Doobie talking about a little bit of a change that they're going to make, sliding Ethan Martin into a bullpen role starting tomorrow. So he will not make the next start. In place of him, Tyler Cloyd will make that next start. And talking about Ethan Martin, they said they really just want to see what he can do. He's got that big power arm. He's been having trouble, obviously, going deeper into games, averaging about 4 or 5 innings a game. And early in the games has been real good, but later in the game's not as good. So they're going to put him out there. They're going to give him a chance to show him what they can do with that power arm. Sandberg telling me today that he thinks maybe his velocity will go up a tick or 2 as well. So that's talking about 95, 96, 97 in that area. So they're excited to see what he can do out of the bullpen, and it will be interesting to watch over the last 19 games, guys.
Yeah, so Tyler Cloyd will settle into that spot, and then Ethan Martin. Murph, what did Ryan said? Tomorrow he could be available out of the bullpen?
Yeah, not available tonight, but starting tomorrow he is available, and he said he's also a guy that when you get right down to it is stretched out, so if they needed a guy to go 2 or 3 innings out of that bullpen, they could tap him to do that as well. So but that experiment will all start tomorrow.
And it's not an oddity for Ethan Martin to go to the pen. He did that several times during his career with the Dodgers organization when he was in their minor leagues. Here's Dan Uggla. Uggla hitting 184 with 21 home runs, 53 runs batted in. Uggla spent some time on the disabled list with an eye problem. It seems like the problems that he had, the double vision that he had, has been corrected. Although he was 4 for 24 in the last series or last homestand for the Braves. That one is back to our right.
Ethan Martin's situation makes so much sense too. You try to find out if he's a starting pitcher. It would have been nice. Obviously, he was having trouble after a certain point in the game. And he has swing and a miss stuff. And he has power stuff. And nowadays, you win with bullpens. And especially the back end of bullpens where guys can't do anything, where they swing and miss at him. So let's find out. Got some games left.
Now, there is a chance down the road that they change and put him back in the rotation when he figures out the control part of his game. But as Rhino said today, he's got a pretty valuable arm that you don't want to waste.
He just looks like a great bullpen piece if they can get him just to go out there and throw that stuff for an inning, or even a hitter or 2.
Yeah, Murph's talking about the fastball. They think that maybe the velocity will be up at 95, 96. I wonder if even the adrenaline will force the velocity up to 95, 96.
You can take some pitches away from him too when you're coming out of the bullpen. You don't need 4 and 5 pitches.
Uggla hits one out towards center, and it's certainly playable for Hernandez. Side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We've completed 1.5. When we return, we'll get our first look tonight at Carlos Ruiz. favorite Philly teams right from your smartphone. Download the free CSN Philly Sports app today. Bottom of the second, Braves have a hit thanks to Chris Johnson, their third baseman. Phillies will have Ruiz, Darren Ruff, and Cody Ashe against Mike Minor. Oh, we talked about how good Carlos Ruiz has been since the 1st of August. How about the 3rd highest batting average among catchers? Now, Yadier Molina is not among the top 4. Ruiz has certainly turned it on in so many different categories, but batting average .330.
Well, he certainly looked more like himself the last month or so. That wasn't comfortable, that swing, for some reason.
No, it didn't look comfortable.
Hopefully he's okay. And he winced a little bit. Now he's taking a long walk and coming back slowly. Still wincing. See if you can see anything here. Yeah, see, that hurt something.
Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Ruiz. Scott Sheridan.
And they, of course, saw that same thing we're talking about, and then now they're going to watch another swing.
Breaking ball, that's in there for strike 2, 1 and 2.
That has one of the rib cage look to it when you see it, heaven forbid.
Carlos lifts it out toward left center field. Gaddis on the run, and he makes the catch.
Jeez, what a play for a catcher.
Well, he certainly took a long route to it. And he makes it for the first out.
Carlos really didn't finish his swing there either. See, I think he did something and he knows it. Well, see, he didn't finish that swing. This is a great play by Gaddis, considering that down and out he ran to it. It was not a classic route, but it worked. He got there.
He went left like 5 or 6 feet, then circled back.
I loved it because he didn't dive.
Darren Ruff hitting .244 with 12 home runs. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Should be a good weekend for Darren Ruff. Get 3 left-handers to hit off. Even though his numbers aren't great, he's really struggling with breaking balls from right-handed pitchers.
Chopper foul past Samuel.
Nothing like seeing that ball come towards you as opposed to around you. Big difference. His numbers aren't that great against left-handers, but he seems to get some better swings, especially off off-speed pitches.
Up high, 3-2. And Ruff works out a walk. Well, tonight is a great giveaway. All fans 15 and older coming to the ballpark. Well, they must know somebody who's 15 or older. They receive the Cabrini College knit hats. It's always been a great giveaway here at Citizens Bank Park, and Cabrini College has been giving away and been sponsoring the knit hat giveaway since 2008. And Wheels, in case you forgot, that's a look at the hats that have been given out since 2008.
I'd forgotten. And it's really nice to get a little refresher on that, and whoever comes up with that variety, nice job.
Well, Scott Branrith, who is in charge of the merchandise for the Phillies and a lot of the giveaways, he sort of fancies himself as a designer like Sarge does. And different logos, different styles. And this is the kind of style, the one that they gave out tonight, that the kids these days, they seem to like a lot.
Well, that's huge if you can make the kids happy. And it's a chilly night, too, so it's a good night for that.
He did look at the Farmer's Almanac, Wheels, back in March and figured it.
Somehow the seasons know. You know, it's September and they know it's supposed to get cold. It just happens. You know, it's amazing.
1 ball, 1 strike to Ashe.
Leaves know they're supposed to turn and fall on the ground and all that stuff. Year after year, that stuff happens.
Circle of life.
Yeah.
Ashe's hitting .276 this year, .309 here at Citizens Bank Park. Right side, they will not turn 2 on this one.
No, but Uggla makes a correct play. He knows he has a slow runner at first, so he's going to go get the lead man, keep the runner out of scoring position, keeps the force in order with 2 outs. That's the whole thing about always know what you're going to do with a baseball before it's hit. That's what he knows right there. When that ball's hit like that with a slow runner, go get the force in.
Well, here's Freddie Galvis. Galvis, his average in the big leagues at .201. That offer that you see there dates back to before he was sent down to the minor leagues. Making his 38th start for the Phils this year.
And tonight he's a left fielder.
And tonight he's a left fielder. Well, Ryan Sandberg says he likes variety, and he's certainly using a variety of different players at different spots.
Yeah, and don't mistake that for the fact that Rhino wouldn't like to have regulars playing in the same spot, hitting in the same spot in the order for a period of time, like any manager. But he doesn't have that, so they're going to experiment.
Toyota Major League Scoreboard, the Marlins are shutting out the Nationals 3-0. Giancarlo Stanton has a couple RBIs. Fernandez against Herron in that ball game.
It's a lot of runs to give Fernandez. Dan Herron, he can get hit with the best of them. A little period came back there and they didn't get hit, but for the most part, poof, it's had a tough season.
Galvis with 12 extra base hits here in the big leagues. 4 doubles, 4 triples, 4 home runs. And that's a little low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He'll be followed by John Mayberry, who's batting 8th tonight. A little different second inning for Minor compared to the first. So now Ashe will be off and running from first base. Whoop, that throw goes over the head of Minor. Guess it just slipped out of Brian McCann's hand.
That's what happens once in a while, but it doesn't go very far. He just lobbed it and it goes over his head. So it just dribbles out to second. If he'd have fired that back there, live ball. Cody Ashe would be at second.
Ashe goes. Pitch is lifted to right. Playable for Justin Upton. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left for the Phillies. So 2 in the books so far. Quiet offenses on both sides. On the Phillies.com, go to the fan section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, the question is, which Atlanta Brave holds the club record for most at-bats in a season with 671? Answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. Wheels, we need you to go back to the file of random thoughts and see if you can pluck somebody out.
You know what? I got a guy that I'm going to give you when I'm not going to change.
You got a guy.
Right now. Yeah.
You got a guy.
Phillies had that's at bats, not plate appearances.
I believe that's true. Yes.
There's a difference now.
At bats. Oh, I know. It's an awful lot of at bats, though.
Really?
Plate
that's not plate appearances. Really? Means that guy didn't walk much.
Drelton Simmons leads it off for the Braves. Swinging a miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1.
Dave Cash had over 700 at bats one year for the Phillies, I think. I got to look it up. It may be the Phillies record.
Dad used to tell you, Wheels, if you don't know the answer,
boy, that was one of my dad's things, Tom, right?
The ball's hit well to left field, and it's not coming back. Solo home run for Drelton Simmons. It's his 14th home run of the year, and the Braves take a 1-0 lead.
That's what they do. You know, you go through the lineup and it looks like you're having a good time, and then the 8-hole hitter pops one. It's amazing the home runs they have in this lineup.
Well, he took a home run swing on the first pitch. Took a home run swing on the second pitch, too.
And that's where Cliff Lee had a little bit of a problem this year with right-handed hitters. That's 18 of them. They're almost either all on fastballs or cutters.
Here's Mike Minor, a 176 batter. He does have a home run. There's an interesting statistic about Lee. Carl Graber, our statistician, just handed me. His earned run average on the road is 2.52. His earned run average here at home, and he usually pitches pretty well here at Citizens Bank Park, but this year his earned run average is 3.87.
Well, when he's into that back-to-back home run thing, some of those problems were here.
There's a called strike 3, third strikeout.
Jimmy Rollins in 2007 had 716 at bats. That's the Phillies record. Juan Samuel had 701. Dave Cash, I was wrong. He had 699. Didn't have 700.
Just couldn't get that other one, huh?
No. Forgotten that Jimmy Rollins had that many at bats that season. There's Sammy. He didn't walk a lot.
Now here's the thing, though. You can't open up the Braves media guide and do the same thing you're doing now.
I don't do that. I'll come back and beg for a hint and stuff, but I won't look it up.
1 ball, 1 strike to B.J. Upton. He struck out his first time. Out to shortstop. Rollins to his left. The ball took an odd hop. A couple of different odd hops. Time now for our Coors Light Cold Hard Fact of the Game, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Braves are currently 31 games over 500, marking the most games they have been over 500 since the end of the 03 season. Well, they've done a heck of a job. There's no doubt about that. And most of their success has come at home, where they've won 51 of those 85 games.
They're doing, when you look at that breakdown, it's the formula for having a great season. Just be tremendous at home, play 500 on the road. That's what they've done. It's the formula.
1 ball and no strikes to Justin Upton, which is why they want to get the best record in the National League, because they want to play as many home games during key moments as they possibly can.
Right.
They want to play the Cardinals or the Pirates more at home than on the road.
Right. And they didn't want to get into that 1-game playoff again last year where they got ambushed in that, and they don't have to worry about that now.
Two and 2 to Justin Upton.
Tell you what, you have the potential to clinch your division before this month gets into double figures. That's amazing. In today's game, because there's a little more parity. Especially when you're playing your own division a lot, but they've just, well, you just have to give them a lot of credit. They've had a tremendous season.
Well, since 1969, the Braves and the Phillies, each with 11 National League East titles. Pirates with 9. Of course, they're no longer in the East. Cardinals and Cubs no longer in the East.
And the Braves were in the West for a long time.
They have 16 division titles since they moved from Milwaukee. Tonight, Andrelton Simmons has given them a 1-0 lead with a home run as we go to the bottom of the third. Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF-NOW for an appointment. And by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. Andrelton Simmons has given the Braves a 1-0 lead. Wheels, are you interested in the Miss America contestants?
Like one of Whitey's old lines with a lot of people would walk in the booth and said, "Boys, it looks like a Miss America contest in here tonight." Well, he could have used that line tonight and he'd been right.
Yes, he could have.
That was one of his favorite lines. I couldn't help but think that when all those women were walking out on the field tonight.
It was just amazing view to watch them on the field tonight before the ball game.
It makes me think of Whitey. That's always makes you laugh. At least does make you think about him.
John Mayberry 1 for 10 in the just completed series against the Nationals. He's behind no balls and 2 strikes.
Miss America is back in Atlantic City. That's why everybody's here tonight.
Yeah, Las Vegas last year. I can't remember how many years it was in Las Vegas, but it seems like the rightful place is Atlantic City.
Yeah.
And a called strike 3. Worked it on the inside part of the plate. Second strikeout for Minor. And that's what we were talking about before the ball game. The young ladies all looking relaxed, ready to go. There's Miss Georgia, Miss Indiana, Miss Iowa, going up and down the line. Murph will have more later on. There's Miss Hawaii with her arms crossed.
Not camera shy.
Nope. They're practicing.
Why not?
Foul tip by Lee, 0-1. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Minor. He has 3 in the first 2 2/3. Back to the top of the order now for Cesar Hernandez. Phillies will wind down the 2013 home schedule with a couple series. One against the Mets, the other one against the Miami Marlins. The Marlins will be here September 16th, 17th, and 18th. The 16th is the last Hatfield Dollar Dog Night of the year. Wheels, I don't want you to eat it all on Sunday when we're in Washington. I want you to save it all for that night. See how many dogs you can eat.
Those days are over too. Well, I remember when that was part of the thing where you used to see what kind of pig you could be, but you didn't think you were.
How many could you eat in one sitting, you think?
Oh, I would, 3.
You wouldn't win any contests with 3.
I wasn't trying to. We'd just sit there. You didn't need more than 1, but you'd eat 3.
Well, that is true. It's like the personal pizzas tonight they served up here in the press room.
I'm sure people had more than 1. Something you learn later in life. Portion size is important.
Now, when are we supposed to learn that?
Well, you're good with that.
Swing and a miss. He just struck out the side. So Minor has been sliding along here. He's retired 5 straight hitters. 3 strikeouts in a row. We go to the 4th. Freddie Freeman, Gaddis, and McCann for the Braves. Delivery. WB Mason same-day service can't be thrown out. Call by 11:30 and your order is delivered that same afternoon. Who but WB Mason? Roger Bertadina and Dominic Brown not playing tonight. I think the hope is that Dominic will get a chance to play soon, but they're just being cautious because that Achilles has flared up from time to time, and they do not want to cause him any future damage.
Yeah, he talked about earlier today that he wants to try and get back in there, not only to win games, but try and get that 100 RBI if he can. Said he feels pretty good and just waiting to get back. See whether or not he has that stroke though once he gets back.
Well, they've used him sparingly as a pinch hitter.
Yep.
I know he took batting practice today. Saw him under the cage. It's been a great year. You hope he can cap it off with some special numbers. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
He's kind of come into his own and hitting, this year, growing up and being able to attack that fastball. Well, I'm more impressed with the way he's able to hit the ball the opposite way. That really takes talent. The ball that you pull. I mean, you've been doing that since almost Little League, if you will. You hit that ball the other way. What that shows you is that you're hitting that ball usually where it's pitched.
Opposite way, one hopper to Ashley. Went to his knees, got to his feet, one out. That'll bring Evan Gaddis to the plate. Gaddis struck out looking his first time up. Well, Gaddis came out like gangbusters from spring training and into April from a home run standpoint. Then hit for average in May with some home runs. Tailspin in June. Not as many opportunities in July. He battled some injuries and some time on the disabled list. And then August, well, that's what got him sent down in the minor leagues to get some at bats and to try to get himself back in shape offensively. He hits that one to the alley in right center field, and Hernandez tracks it down as he avoids Mayberry at the last moment. 2 outs.
Yeah, that's what you call closing speed. Actually, running that ball down, it was kind of slicing away from him. Right-handers, when they hit that ball, it will slice back away from him. He just actually ran the ball down. He's a good athlete. Take a look at it. Eyes right there on that ball there, and he just gently puts it there in the glove. The only thing you might question about him is whether or not he has the arm to play out there in the outfield.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen him enough to know. We saw one throw, and it wasn't a great throw, but I don't know if we've seen him enough to decide that. I agree with you, though. See how he appeared at the last moment, though? I think you sensed that Mayberry was in the neighborhood.
Yeah, you don't want to be running into anyone, but as long as he says, I got it, he does have the call. Good pitch.
He's going to continue to get some work out there. That ball got a piece of Brian McCann. So a 2-out base runner.
Yeah, he'll get tested on some of the sacrifice flies that are hit out there. Just a little bit too far in. End up hitting him right there on his near the elbow.
Chris Johnson came into the ballgame second to Michael Kadire in hitting in the National League. Singled his first time up. He takes high on the first pitch. 1 ball, no strikes.
Got to tell you though, him taking over for Chipper Jones, obviously he's no chipper, but with that 332 average, he held his own. He's up over 400 odd at bats. He's had a good year for them at third base. Pressure in itself when you're taking over for a future Hall of Famer. I'm sure Freddie just told him, just be yourself and give us what you can.
2 balls, 1 strike. Out of play, 2-2. Do you think it made it easier, as you see Lee's pitch count at this point, easier for Johnson that there were so many veterans already in place, like a McCann, like an Ugla?
Yep, and starting off pretty decent, where you didn't have to struggle, where you didn't have to think about, oh boy, I got a hit to be able to stay in the lineup. You know, his power numbers aren't where you would like them to be at third base.
There's a call, strike 3. It was a curveball. 5 strikeouts for Lee. Johnson didn't think that was over the plate. The side is retired. 1 runner left on base, middle of 4th. Braves 1, Phillies nothing. Toyota's nationwide clearance event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, where good banking is good citizenship. Isn't it time you experience good banking? And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most innovative lineup ever. Shop at ChooseNissan.com. Chris Johnson is stewing. Sarge, you ever got out to your position still thinking about the strikeout from the last inning? I mean, he's gonna hurt somebody.
Well, you try not to, but yes, I have, and that's a ball. Around the plate. You can see Carlos where he catches him. Actually, though, he did a good job, though, in holding it right there. Carlos, he's one of the best in the game in terms of making a ball look like a strike. And the way that he did it, he didn't really move the glove at all. Both pitchers mixing in that off-speed pitch.
No balls, 2 strikes to Rollins. 4 for his last 35. He's just got a piece of it to stay alive.
That's the one that he wants to lay off of. As he shakes his head a little bit. Every now and then, he'll catch up to one of those, but for the most part, I'd like to see him get that ball down.
Little floater out to right. Upton on the run and can't get it. Tries to knock it down with his bare hand. He looked at first, fired to second, and Rollins is out at second base. Rollins contends that his foot got in there before the tag, but Dan Bellino, the second base umpire, says no. And Sandberg's coming out to chat.
Well, I'd like to try on that. Trying to get to second base. Let's just see how close it was. Bang, bang, though, however. Take a look at it now. Here's a guy with a good arm. Take a look as he catches the ball. He's just going to stand there for a bit, check him out, and then he throws it right there on the money. Couldn't tell from that side. Hits it off the end of the bat. Well, one of the reasons he didn't make it, because he didn't start running right away from home plate. If he had ran from home plate, he's in there with no problem. But that's what happens. That's why you got to hustle every single time. That would have been a double. He's thinking and saying, hey, he was in there. But, you know, for me, it wouldn't even be that close. You know, again, if you're busting it right away.
Swing and a miss, 1 ball and 1 strike.
You know, a lot of times that throw beats you. You know, they're going to call you out most of the time.
Back toward the middle, rolls off the mound. Simmons was playing that way. And there are 2 outs. Well, we talked about the Marlins coming to town in that last homestand. Well, the Mets will be the last series here at Citizens Bank Park. Fan Appreciation Day is Sunday, September 22nd. All fans coming through the gates will receive the 2014 Phillies schedule magnet. That's compliments of Independence Blue Cross. A lot of prizes being given out that day. You want to get your tickets by going to Phillies.com. Nice crowd tonight.
Yeah. Beautiful night for a game.
Did you think Carlos hurt himself on that last swing or last at bat?
You know, it's hard to tell because, again, if you hurt yourself and if it's any of the oblique or anything, it's difficult to even pick the bat up. Might have strained maybe something. But at this time of the year, very seldom is any player 100% healthy.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Ruiz. I think Minor just outfoxed him with that pitch.
They did. That's why you don't throw the slow breaking one. hitter can stay on it a lot more. You throw it hard, it looks like a fastball coming in. Hits the dirt.
Out to left, Gaddis on the run. Didn't read it right away, but recovers. That's a one-handed swing right there that he hit out to the warning track. Phillies do get a base hit, but he's thrown out at second. We go to the 5th. Fans and CSNPhilly.com insider Jim Salisbury catches up with first-round pick J.P. Crawford. All this and more in Phillies Clubhouse, presented by Mercedes-Benz, Saturday afternoon at 12:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet. J.P. Crawford had himself a good first year in professional baseball. They hope it's an omen of things to come. From all reports, not only fluid at shortstop, but adapted well to the pitching.
Yeah.
Particularly in the Gulf Coast League. Here's Dan Uglows to begin the 5th. 1 ball, no strikes.
You know, one thing about this game, though, if you can hit, if you're a hitter, you've been hitting your whole life, high school, college, you'll continue usually to hit. Especially if you can just make a few adjustments. Might mean getting your foot down a little bit more, or getting your load in when you're getting ready to hit the ball, making sure your hands are back. Good pitch.
Well, Uglows hit 21 home runs this year. That's tops among National League second basemen. Chase Utley is third with 16 home runs this year. High fly ball, shallow left center field. Hernandez gives way to Galvis, and there's one out here in the 5th. Time now for the Coors Light Freeze Cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. The contestants for the Miss America pageant, including Miss Delaware and Miss Hawaii, are here tonight, getting a chance to enjoy a ball game. And Miss Galapagos Island also here tonight. And there is Miss America, Mallory Heights Hagen, waving to the crowd in Christmas, Alabama. So the ladies are all here tonight, and Murph has the best job in the world at this moment. Murph, take it away, buddy.
Always do, always do. Mallory, welcome to Philadelphia, and congratulations on your year that's coming to an end. We were just talking about it. What's it been like to be Miss America for a year now?
It's been great. I've only been Miss America for 8 months, though. It's been a lot of fun. I've gotten to do some really incredible things. Toured the country with our national Children's Miracle Network hospitals as a national ambassador, and I've just been able to do so much. It's been really a blast, and I'm really excited for these girls and for the next Miss America.
Yes, because that will be crowned about about 2 weeks from tonight, or a week and a half, I guess at this point, the 15th, I should say. 9 days.
Who's counting?
But who is counting? I think you are, maybe. Talk about it's back in Atlantic City, and that has to be exciting, not only for the contestants, but for the city of Atlantic City itself. It seems like that's where it belongs.
It is. Miss America was born in Atlantic City in 1921, and it just feels really good to come home. You know, Atlantic City is incredibly excited about Miss America. The energy there is fantastic. There's so many things to do that are Miss America esque, from the walk to the statue to Burt Park. So there's just so much to do there, and Boardwalk Hall feels like home. I can't wait to be that Miss America that brings it back, and the next girl who wins has an awesome moment ahead of her.
And what advice do you give that next girl that wins as she starts her reign as Miss America?
I think that the best advice I can give is to remain authentic. It's really hard day in and day out to continue to be yourself when you're promoting different organizations and going to different things, but it's really important to just stay true to who you are and do what you would normally do, regardless of if you were Miss America or if you were just Mallory. I think that that's very important, and that's something that a lot of people don't realize about the Miss America organization. We got a lot of really awesome girls.
Well, tonight you get a chance to at least enjoy a baseball game here in Philadelphia. Your first trip to Citizens Bank Park. What do you think? It's a beautiful place and a beautiful night, right?
It is. It's a wonderful night for baseball. It's beautiful here, and there's a great crowd. It's awesome. I haven't been to a baseball game in a little while, so it's good.
You grew up rooting for who?
I grew up in Braves country.
That's okay. That's all right. Well, Mallory, congratulations on a terrific reign, and good luck to these ladies, because someone's going to be crowned on the 15th down in Atlantic City. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. And that youngster right there with the Braves T-shirt on, I'm not sure what impression he's made on the young ladies, but, you know, we'll see.
He's working on it.
Oh, he's working on it, all right. There's the 1-1 to Minor, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Mallory Hagan, who was Miss New York, as she said, she was born in Braves country, and she went to the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Minor. Swing and a miss. He got him. 1, 2, 3 go the Braves. 6 strikeouts for Lee. He's only allowed the 1 blemish, the home run on Drelton Simmons. That's basically it. He has allowed 2 hits through 5. We'll come back for the bottom of the 5th after this. For live baseball, available for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry 10, and Windows Mobile. At Bat delivers Phillies baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, highlights, and more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. Oh, those are some of the folks from Cabrini College. Cabrini College Knit Hat Night here at Citizens Bank Park. Mike Minor has allowed only 1 hit, Sarge, and he leads at 1-0. So we've got an old-fashioned pitcher's duel going on.
Got to get those right-handed guys have some good at bats, get him out of there. That's the game you actually would play. I could hear Joe Morgan now. Hey guys, let's get him out of here. Meaning that those right-handed guys, let's start tattooing that ball so they can get another pitcher in there.
I don't know when the last time you talked to Joe was, but his statue being unveiled in Cincinnati.
Oh.
Yeah. Pretty nice honor.
Sure it is. I knew he was back with that organization and some kind of advisory. But don't know exactly his duties, but that's an honor anytime. Obviously, you get a statue there at the ballpark, and one of the better players in his generation, two-time MVP.
Ruff is down on 3 pitches.
Wow.
5 strikeouts for Minor.
Oh, I see exactly where this pitch is, and Dan Ruff has that low. Sure, it catch some plate, but I thought the ball might have been down.
Ashley reached on a fielder's choice. Excuse me, Sarge, his first time up.
No, I was just going to say, he doesn't really look when he's swinging that he's like overmatched, that he's overwhelmed. I mean, it looks like he belongs here. He's starting to feel very good there on defense. Just needs to use those gaps a little bit more, but he's doing a terrific job.
Well, there you go. Line drive to left center field. B.J. Upton plays so deep that he's able to cut it off, and Ashley holds up at first.
Good solid hitting. Wherever that ball is pitched, that ball is away. Didn't try and pull it. Take a look at it as he gets the foot down. More importantly, you see where his eyes are? I mean, focus right there the opposite way. Well, that's what I mean about not really being overmatched here. Even though he swung at that breaking ball, got right back to where he should, delivered a single.
Well, you always like a little pop from your corner man. He may hit some home runs, but it's nice to see him understanding the game.
Yeah, I mean, he can get away with, if he's going to hit 10 or 15 home runs, you have to have a bunch of doubles in order to drive in runs, and also some 2-out base hits that would really make him very valuable there at third base, especially if he's playing good defense.
Well, I guess you can just look on the other side of the field with the Braves and Chris Johnson and the year he's had. They've been able to get by with his production, 10 home runs, second in the league in hitting, but also with some doubles and some clutch hits.
Well, one of the things, though, you look at that 332 average that he has, that means he's keeping some rallies going. And with the way these guys hit home runs, sure, they strike out a lot, but they're in first place, so it doesn't really matter. Guys that are having, say, so-so or bad years, you know, the name of the game is to win, and they have done that.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2.
But you're right. This is a deep outfield, and probably one of the deeper outfields that you'll see. And the guys just feel comfortable in playing that deep. Freddie and Hernandez become very valuable, especially now you can see them playing in the outfield, especially if you have a guy playing center field and then can play in the infield and play well. I mean, you're not looking at him as a utility player or whatever right now, but those are the guys that make great utility players that can play the outfield and the infield positions.
Out to left field. Gaddis toward the warning track. To the wall. Has room. Makes the catch. Oh, he just missed that one. And there are 2 outs. For years, StubHub has been the place to find great Phillies tickets. And this season, you can get more with your tickets thanks to StubHub Fan Rewards. So get to StubHub and grab your seats today.
He just missed from hitting that ball out of the ballpark. Again, that's why you want it on the line. Take a look at it. A little bit high there, and he just didn't get on top of it enough. Ball a little bit lower where he can hit a line drive. He'd probably have better results.
Well, John Mayberry struck out his first time up. As he leads off first. Off-speed pitch, and it's 0-1. One ball, 1 strike to Mayberry.
That'll be a real good disciplined hitter when you're hitting in that A spot. Especially when you do have a runner in scoring position. Pitcher has a tendency to pitch around you because you have that pitcher coming up after you.
All right, what about that pitch right there? Was that off the plate, or was that enough of a strike?
A little bit off the plate. Not only that, I thought he was off balance on that particular swing there for me. Even if he hit it, when you're off balance like that, you're not going to be able to drive the ball. There's those marks right toward the end of the bat. Trying to drive it, even if it gets in the gap. Don't know whether or not you can score Cody because they're playing so deep. So almost like they're playing no doubles.
Yeah, left center is probably the only place, as strange as that sounds, that you might be able to score him with it. Just because the Upton shaded toward right center and Gaddis is in left.
Yeah, if you can get to that wall, good point.
Here's the 1-2 pitch coming to Mayberry. Swing and a miss. He went after a high fastball. Side is retired. 6 strikeouts for Minor. Phillies have 2 hits. Braves have 2 hits. One of the hits for the Braves, though, a home run, so they have the lead as we go to the 6th. become accustomed to in the Phillies catcher over the years. Carlos Ruiz got off to a very slow start with the bat this season following his suspension. The man behind the plate has since turned things around at the plate, batting well above 300 since the beginning of August. His offense has returned, and he is delivering with power and extra base hits. Chooch's production is a welcome addition to the Phils lineup, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, they're taking a look at the video board, hoping that they get their face popped up on it. Some of the fans wearing those Brady College knit hats that are given out tonight. Fans 15 and older. You approve of that hat, don't you, sir?
I sure do, and I have a couple of them.
It's going to come in handy when you go to Chicago, when you go back to Chicago.
Keep your ears warm.
Well, he's a Pirates fan wearing a Phillies hat. What can we tell you?
Yeah.
They're having a good year.
Yeah, they are having a good year.
B.J. Upton is 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded out. No balls and 2 strikes.
Now here's a guy who's going to have to make some changes next year. I mean, it's hard to hit 200 for $1.98.
Well, he's down looking. Second time he has struck out tonight. That's 7 strikeouts for Lee.
I just don't understand why. I mean, hitters up today, that inside pitch, they jump back from that pitch as if it's getting ready to knock them down. And look where the pitch is. I mean, it's literally right down the middle. He should be in at least the hitting mode. Look, he says, hey, it's that far inside. But when he goes and take a look at it, he's going to see that that ball is almost right down the middle.
He just said that's not a strike. It's not a strike.
Well, no wonder he's hitting a $1.98 then. You know, you got to be able to swing at those kind of pitches, and especially from a right-hander to a left-hander, you see the ball coming at you so much better. Wow.
Well, Johnson, he'll go into the argument with him because he feels like he was called out on a pitch that wasn't a strike. Two balls, 1 strike.
Well, the mere fact that you're hitting that low tells me that, hey, you've been taking too many pitches, and if you think that one is a ball, that's the other reason. You got to learn to be able to swing at strikes and no strikes.
Yeah, Johnson's pitch that he was called out on, you can get away with saying that was high and outside. That last one to B.J. Upton, that was a pretty good pitch. And
when you jump back, you just give the umpire a really nicer look. It's a good pitch. Like that ball in that area. Shaking his head. He wanted that one. Might have been a little bit low. See where he goes with this one.
Line drive. Caught by Chase Utley. Diving play. 2 outs.
Got to have perfect timing. Ball hit like a bullet. Hit exactly where it was pitched. And obviously, here's a guy that plays with no fear at all. Take a look at it. It's a line drive. He spears it, leaves his feet to actually do that. Oh, boy.
It's our Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
That'll help your pitcher out. There's nothing you can do about that. When you're hitting the ball hard or hitting it where it's pitched, nothing you can do. You just got to keep swinging, and hopefully that you'll hit enough balls that hard that maybe you'll get a couple of them that will fall in. Solid.
Ground ball to first and a foul ball. Called by the first base umpire, Mike Everett.
you got a guy pitching the way that Cliff is tonight, it just really should make you want to play better. You ought to be talking in the dugout who's going to get that game-winning hit as you take a look at the pitches by inning, and you can see he's done a real good job in conserving those pitches. That's why he only has a total of 79. Been under control.
Every time the Phillies retire the opposition 1-2-3. Cliff Lee has retired the Braves in order twice tonight. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long. Opposite way, that'll slice foul.
Freeman has a pretty good setup. Not afraid to get jammed, not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. You know, good hitters are going to get jammed. That shows that you're really going through the ball. Fact is, though, they just don't get jammed as much as other hitters. Filthy.
He could have called that a strike if he wanted to. Boy, that was a pretty good pitch.
I like the way, though, Cliff's been mixing his pitches up. Cliff Lee does not back down as well from any of the hitters. Goes at him each and every time as if he's going to get them out.
There you go. The change up. Freeman is down on strikes. 8 strikeouts for Cliff Lee. He's retired 7 in a row. The Braves go down in order. Let's get this man some runs. He trails at 1-0. Well, this is one of the best outings he's had in quite some time. We'll be back with a new bat after this. Mazda. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. By Anheuser-Busch. A reminder from Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Designated driver. And by Chevrolet. Visit your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. Well, bottom of the 6th inning. It's 1-0 Atlanta. Home run by Andrelton Simmons in the 3rd. That's it, Sarge. 2 hits for each team. Cliff Lee will lead it off as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Not going to get the job done.
Freddie Freeman showed his frustrations. He went after a changeup with the count 3-2. That's how good Lee has been.
Well, I got to tell you, though, I mean, it shows that Freeman not only cares, he gets upset. I'd like to see some of the other guys we have maybe do that same thing. You know, show some frustrations at times. Don't keep it all bottled up. Keep it all bottled up. What it does makes you even tighter. You got to let it go. Not saying you got to break your bat, but maybe you can just throw it down hard. Well, maybe it might be a good idea to break the bat, though. Not getting any hits with it anyway.
0-2 to Cliff Lee. Outside, 1-2.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Sorry, Tom. We're just not going to keep taking the same bat up there and looking and striking out. Got to change up some things.
Well, that's 7 strikeouts now for Minor. If you're 30 years old or older, here's your chance of a lifetime. It's Phillies Fantasy Camp from the 22nd to the 26th of January 2014 in Clearwater, Florida. Package includes hotel accommodations, practice with instruction from guys like Greg Lazinski, John Kruk, Mike Lieberthal, Jim Eisenreich, the commish Larry Anderson. All that takes place at the Carpenter Complex. You get a fantasy game versus the legends at Bright House Field. Call 610-520-3400 for more information. Hernandez tries to bunt. 0-1. He's going to get one of those down one of these days.
Yeah, well, he keeps trying to, I guess, push that over near the second base area.
Big hop for Simmons. Oh, as good as Lee has been, that's how good Minor's been tonight. And he has 2 outs here in the 6th.
Tell you, when you look at it, Fighting Fields, though, haven't really even hit a lot of line drives that have been hit hard. Cody Ashley really getting that single, really popping that ball.
Ground ball toward the hole. Simmons gets to it quickly and, man, fires a BB over to first. As the side is retired. You can hang a set of clothes on that line. That was an incredible throw. 1, 2, 3 go the Phils.
Well, good ball game tonight. Really well pitched. Only one run in the game on a home run ball by Andrelton Simmons, who just made a terrific play to end the last inning. He's an outstanding shortstop. Mike Minor's been very good. So is Cliff Lee. It's a shame they don't have any runs for him. 15 strikeouts in this game. And Phillies haven't had a base runner past first base in those highlights we just showed. Jimmy Rollins did try to make it to second base on that ball to right field, but he wasn't able to do it. And that, of course, is brought to you by your local Honda dealers.
All right, so Evan Gattis will lead it off. As Wheels mentioned, 15 strikeouts, 8 for Lee. He went over the 1,700 strikeout mark for his career. He's the 15th pitcher since 2000 to reach that number. Past Kurt Simmons on the all-time strikeout list along the way. One ball, no strikes to Gattis.
This looks like he really wants to hit fastballs, and that's why you're up here in this league. Not to take them. He just shook off breaking ball to go to fastball in on him. And he really got in on him, but he still fouled it off.
From Miami, how about this? Fernandez a no-hitter through 5. Marlins lead the Nationals 5-0. Herron lasted 3 innings, 5 earned runs. Fernandez has walked 1 and has struck out 7.
But those 3 runs might be enough for him at the beginning. That guy's having. Well, we saw him early in the year. You could see what they had. Saw a lot of him early in the year. He stays healthy, he'll just get better and better.
Got him. Foul tip, 9 strikeouts for Lee.
He wanted to get in on him. That's the way he wanted to get him out, and he did finally got it by him with a fastball or a cutter in. Talked about Andrelton Simmons. This guy is really some kind of player. Look at the play he makes on Jimmy Rollins. Look like it's going to be a hit in the hole. Look how he throws. He gets so much on his throw, and he's not a big wind-up guy necessarily. Freddie Freeman reaches up, and the ball was there. I like the way Freeman almost snapped that bat over his knee, too. Whoa. I like that emotion once in a while. But that's Simmons. Great pitcher at one time in amateur baseball. And you can see the arm that he has. Watch him when he throws a lot of time, it's by his ear.
Yeah, Simmons and D.D. Gregorius, the shortstop for the Diamondbacks. Both those guys were the 2 top pitchers in Curacao at the time they were drafted. And both are big league shortstops.
It goes right along with a lot of times guys in amateur baseball, like they pitch and play shortstop, they can throw.
Towering fly ball deep to right center field. Mayberry is back toward the wall, has room, makes the catch. 2 outs.
It's the hot weather, Homer. Hey, Lee kind of smiled a little bit because he knows a lot of nights, baby's way gone.
These lucky fans of tonight's Citizens 7. They were issued a prize back courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com.
Freddie Galvis hit one earlier that the wind knocked down a little bit in left field. It was up in the strike zone too, but the wind knocked that ball down going because he hit it so high.
Chris Johnson's 1 for 2. He struck out looking his last time up. Fly ball to center field, fairly deep. Hernandez has room and makes the catch. 2 long outs to wrap up the top of the 7th. Time for Lee and everybody else to stretch as we go to the home 7th with the Phillies down 1-0. Well, some of the contestants for this year's Miss America pageant singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." They did a great job.
They did a great job, and they, of course, put in root, root, root for the Phillies. And
That's exactly right.
I got a big cheer.
Wire Wheels, time for the Dodge Stump the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. Which Atlanta Brave holds the club record for most at-bats in a season with 671?
I get a feeling I'm going to get one of those good guess, but a beep. But I'm going to go with who I thought of at the beginning, and I'm going to go with beep, beep, Ralph Garr.
Ralph Garr is an excellent guess. It is incorrect.
Knew that was coming.
This guy played not only for the Braves, but also played for the Indians, among other teams, the Dodgers. Had a brother by the name of Antonio, who I don't know if he made it to the majors or not, but I called a couple of his minor league games.
Did he lead off for them a lot?
He did. A little short, stocky, strong guy.
Grip. Marquise Grissom.
Marquise Grissom. That is correct.
Thanks for the hint, but didn't count. But I like that sound.
Chase Utley leads it off. All right, the Phillies down 1-0 in a pitcher's duel. Marquise Grissom did that in 1996.
We showed you the Phillies record, 716.
1 ball and 1 strike to Chase Utley. Utley is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out to short. Give you an idea of what Chase Utley has done this year. Since the 28th of August, he is 10 for 30. That's a tough strike.
That was a heck of a play made on that changeup that
oh yeah,
Justin Upton hit back through the middle. Wow, what a great play.
Swing and a miss. He went after a high fastball. And that is the 8th strikeout for Mike Minor.
And the problem with the way this game's going, even though it's only 1-0, you get to the 9th inning, it's over for the most part, because Kimbrel doesn't blow saves. And there's Chase chasing the ball out of the strike zone right now. So you're basically 5 outs away if you don't score to getting Kimbrel, and then you really got a problem.
If they do go to Kimbrel, I mean, they may just let this guy run it through. He's at 84 pitches.
Yeah.
But you're right.
The odds are they're trying to get this over as quickly as possible, and you would use Kimbrel probably.
Carlos is 0 for 2. He flied out to left his first 2 times.
Minor does have 1 complete game this year. It's good to see he didn't hurt himself in that swing. Kind of looked like he tweaked something early in the game, but he seems to be fine.
There's Dominic Brown. Whether he's available tonight, we'll see. Down the right field line, Upton comes running in and gets to the spot.
See the speed they have with those 2 guys in the outfield. The way that B.J. Upton cut that ball off that Ashe hit in left center field, and the way that Justin Upton, his brother, just made that look like it was a no-brainer, and he had to go a long way for it.
Well, after his appearance today at Children's Hospital in Philadelphia, Ben Revere, and his height will be honored on Sunday here in Philadelphia. It's a 1:35 start against the Atlanta Braves, and all fans 14 and under will receive the Ben Revere Growth Chart. Compliments of the New Jersey Education Association. Tickets can be purchased for tomorrow's game and for Sunday's game at Phillies.com. Here's Darren Ruff.
He needs to ambush a fastball from this guy. Here's Ben Revere.
Yeah, Ben was out during BP today, moving around a little bit. If you follow him on Twitter at all, you would have seen the photo of Ben today in the clubhouse after his appearance at Children's Hospital, wearing the I Love Chop t-shirt. Brightened up the day of some kids. WOGL Radiothon was going on there today. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Been going on there, or was going on for a day.
Like that swing there, except it was a changeup. Been throwing in fastballs that he's been taking, and he figured he's going to get one there too. And he threw him a really good changeup. Now lock in on another fastball. Something off speed, you can take it, and you still have 3-2 coming up.
Nice catch by that youngster right there. Thank you, Dad, for these seats. That one's through the hole on the left side, a base hit. Just the third hit of the night for the Phils. Gaddis lost his footing a little bit. So Ruff is aboard, and it brings Cody Ashley to the plate.
More impressive things about Cody Ashley's ability to hang in against lefties. He didn't give a whole lot. And as a result, he's able to drive the ball the other way against them. That doesn't mean some real tough lefties aren't going to bother him, because they bother every left-handed hitter. But most of them, he keeps that shoulder in there, and he does not give a lot of ground. Like
that one's hit well to right center field. Upton on the run. It is gone! And the Phillies take the lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-run home run for Cody Ashley. He did ambush a pitch, and it's a 2-1 ball game.
The fans pretty happy out there. Just a really good compact swing. He's got some sneaky power too. You know, he may get bigger and stronger as time goes on, but right there he gets that first ball fastball. It's up just a little bit, about belt high, and you see how nice he kept his shoulder in there and got a really good swing on that, and he pulls that one. Good looking swing.
The first pitch, he gives the Phillies the lead, and he gives Cliff Lee the lead. And he also makes a winner out of Barb Carney of Prospect Park, Pennsylvania, in the McDonald's home run jackpot.
Boy, with Kimber on the back of that bullpen looming, how big was that?
That was huge. Talking to Steve Henderson, who, as Murph noted a few weeks ago, or a week ago, Hendu has been with him throughout his ascension in the Phillies organization. That's out of play.
What's not to like about him having a chance to play here this year? Giving him a real good look down there at third base. I know there's some talk about people want to see Michael Franco and up here, but that would take time away from Cody Ashley. They're trying to develop him and find out about him, and this is the time to do it.
Well, Cliff Lee has the lead to work with. 2-2. Murph, Cody Ashley's turned some heads, particularly among rookies, among third basemen, since the beginning of August.
Yeah, you take a look at his numbers, Tom, and you know what? You can't help but be impressed by this young man, and he continues to get better, it seems like. You know, and talking to both him and talking to Ryan Sandberg about it, you know, all they wanted him to do was come up here and you know, get a feel for it and you know, see what he could do at this level. But he has really taken this opportunity and run with it. As you take a look at those numbers right there, that's exactly what you needed him to do. And you know, there's a lot of talk, you know, is he going to come to spring training as your third baseman, or does he need to win the job in spring training? If he continues to do what he's doing in these final 2.5, 3 weeks, then I think that it's going to be his job to lose when he gets there. And for him, he said it's all about being comfortable, all about you know, believing that you belong up here and just kind of taking it in stride. And that's what he's been able to do.
And Murph, those numbers that you talk about, they're increased a little bit too with his 2 hits tonight, including a 2-run home run. Galvis goes down looking to finish up the 7th, but the Phillies have the lead thanks to this swing by Cody Ashley into the seats in right center field. Cliff Lee will go to work at the top of the 8th, finally, with a 2-1 lead. with you by Right, by Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies, and by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Phillies are on top 2-1 as we go to the top of the 8th inning thanks to Cody Ashley's 2-run home run.
And Braves have to get the bullpen up now because they now have to hit for Minor here in this inning.
Yeah, he's due up third. It's Ugla, Simmons, and Minor. And his night is probably done.
Well, that came out of nowhere. They talk about jumping on him. 2 outs, nobody on base. 3-2 count on Ruff, and he hits the ball through the hole. The first pitch to Cody Ashley, bam, you have the lead.
His ERA had just dropped under 3 for the season. At this point in the year, oof.
Shows you how things can happen in this game, though. 2 pitches, you're sailing along, and within 2 pitches, you're losing. 3-2 hit and a first pitch hit.
Ugg was 0 for 2. He's fly to center, fly to left. By the way, Wheels, did you buy your 50-50 raffle ticket tonight here at the ballpark?
No.
The winning amount, $11,563.
Isn't that nice? Somebody walk away with that. Wow. Congratulations, whoever gets it. Cash head baby.
Total jackpot was $23,125, so half goes to the winner, half goes to Phillies charities.
I think if we won that, it would all go to Phillies charities, right?
I would think you're right.
Should.
Now, if we won it in Milwaukee, that's a different story.
That's totally different.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Ugla. Here in the top of the 8th, the Phillies lead it 2-1.
Go to the McCarthy family college funds.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 10 for Cliff Lee. 178 now on the season. It is the 26th game in Cliff Lee's career where he's had 10 strikeouts or more.
You know, you could see it in the first inning that he had fastball command. The fastball command he did not have at Wrigley Field. He had right away here tonight in the first couple hitters, and when you see that with Cliff Lee, you think he'll be okay tonight.
Well, now Simmons, who's 1 for 2, he's homered and he's fly to left. Out toward right, or I should say out toward the right side of the infield. A little bit of an optical illusion. 2 outs. Let's check with Murph with the Major League Notebook. Murph?
All right, thanks a lot, T-Mac. Brought to you by Gwinnett Mercy College. And the Red Sox are playing without their spark plug tonight. Jacoby Ellsbury is experiencing some throbbing pain in his foot, so he's taking the night off. As manager said that he injured it last night, stealing a base. Shane Victorino took over in center tonight and is the leadoff guy for the Red Sox. And you guys talked about the no-hitter that was happening down in Miami. They are now in the 7th inning, but that no-hitter is now over. Zach Walters, yes, Zach Walters' first major league hit is an infield single, and that breaks up the no-hitter for Jose Fernandez, so that is over. However, the Marlins are still leading that game 6-0 right now in the 7th inning, but no no-hitter tonight for Jose.
To look at that too, Murphy, see, it was a tough call for the scorer. That's always one of those tweeners sometimes, those infield hits and a no-hitter. That can be tough for a scorer.
Well, Turdoslavich, the pinch hitter, spins one to first. Cliff Lee may indeed come out for the 9th inning. A ground ball to first makes it an easy 8th inning. Lee has retired 13 in a row and has a 1-run lead. Park for Game 2 of the 3-game series. And we're inviting all fans to bring non-perishable food items to the game, especially Goya products, to benefit Phil Abundance. It's the Goya Latino Family Celebration and Food Drive. Food will be collected at all entrance gates. Every contributor, everyone, will receive a ticket to a future Phillies game courtesy of Goya. Goya will match any food donations by fans collected at the game. Well, Cliff Lee has got 8 innings tonight, 10 strikeouts, and it looks like his night is complete because Kevin Franzen's out in the on-deck circle. So it looks like they'll turn to Jonathan Papelbon to finish off tonight's game, or attempt to. Meanwhile, Luis Avilan is the new pitcher for the Braves as we go to the bottom of the 8th. He'll face John Mayberry, Franzen, I guess, and then Cesar Hernandez. Mentioned that Lee is just over 100 pitches, 103. So they'll give a new look. It'll be a right-hander. It'll be Papelbon.
Crowded out there right now with all these players up here. A lot of red jackets in that pen right now.
2 hits, 1 run, a home run.
It was a brilliant performance tonight against a good hitting lineup. You know, and a team that, look, they don't have the same intensity that they had at other times this year, but they want to get this over with as soon as possible, and who wouldn't? But Cliff Lee just shut them down here tonight.
2-1 to Mayberry.
And he exploited the nights when they're going to strike out a lot with a strikeout pitcher, and that's what he did to them. Boy, he had good stuff too. Really good command of everything.
Yeah, we mentioned he retired 13 straight, but you extend it, it's 18 of 19 off the end of the bat.
And you go back and look at the at-bat, the outs too. There weren't a whole lot of hard hit balls in there. It wasn't like they were hitting screamers at people either.
Maybe those 2 fly ball outs in the 7th. That was pretty much it because they were deep.
Yeah.
Going over things with Eric Kratz.
Look out.
That bat went flying into the crowd over the third base dugout.
That one didn't break either.
I think there's a tug of war going on.
In a way, I know it's crazy. It may sound crazy, but that's better for it to go into the stands like that than when they go in there and they're like a spear after they break. See, here comes the whole bat at you. Try and size it up and get out of the way, or put your hand on. Nice job by that guy there in the black to knock it down a little bit. But when it's coming in there without that point on it, it's safer. That shouldn't have hurt those hands. It's got some big old hands on him, doesn't he? Wow.
If you're John Mayberry, I wouldn't look over there.
No, you wouldn't want to be his kid. Wow.
3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, hands like Richie Allen.
Come on, Johnny.
Go ahead, John. I dare you. Look over your shoulder.
Doing throwing that bat at me. He's
All right,
still,
there you smile a little
still
bit
checking.
now.
Look at those paws.
Shallow left field. Gaddis comes shuffling in. And there's one away. Coming up tonight on Sports Night, highlights of this ball game. Plus, Chip Kelly addresses the media one final time with the Eagles' Monday night season opener against the Redskins. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Chevy Malibu Sports Night tonight after postgame live, only on Comcast Sportsnet. So Kevin Franzen will pinch hit.
Nice to get another run here if they could, but well, runs are hard to come by from tonight. 2 home run balls, the difference in this game. Phillies hit theirs with a man on base. Braves, of course, have a solo.
runs, and overall hitting .219 with 5 home runs, 21 runs batted in.
72 strikes and 103 pitches for Cliff Lee tonight, and a lot of good strikes too. Strikes that were not in the middle of the plate.
It's the best game he's pitched in a while, and he's pitched some good games too.
The job this Avilan has done when you consider they lost to Flaherty and Venters. Just amazing.
Cesar Hernandez is 0 for 3. There's a lot of talk when O'Flaherty in particular went down this year that the Braves might go out and get someone, and they did eventually get another left-hander, but they waited until they got close to the trade deadline because Avilan did such a great job. So Freddie Gonzalez and Frank Wren, the general manager, they were content to just let it ride.
But we watch Cesar Hernandez. He looks quicker left-handed. Sometimes switch hitters have different swings. I don't know if his swings are that much different. It just seems like he's quicker at pitch recognition, whatever it is. Have to watch him more.
Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's what's fun about watching new players, seeing their strengths and weaknesses, and you know where you think they can play and what they can do. And there's a lot of that going on around here right now.
Keeping them on their toes, as Ryan Sandberg said, that every day they come to the ballpark, they may be in left field, they may be at shortstop. That pitch, a breaking ball, called a strike. Yeah, we were talking about you. We can finally see his smile. Got himself a bat, and he's also going to get a chance to see Papelbon try to finish off a heck of a game. Thanks to a home run by Cody Ashe. Now Jonathan Papelbon is coming on to try to save it for Cliff Lee. Papelbon with 24 saves, 4 wins and 1 loss. He'll have to face the top of the order. It's not like it's easy lifting. It's B.J. Upton, Justin Upton, and Freddie Freeman. Well, the Braves certainly are a team that has not only won games in their final at bat, they've also won 41 games when they've come from behind. That's first in the National League. Phillies are fourth. A lot of those wins for the Phillies have come recently. They've done a heck of a job coming from behind.
And the reason the Braves can come from behind so much is because they hit so many home runs. You're down a run, you're down 2 runs, you put 1 man on base, pops one, boom, tie game. And then you have a chance to maybe piece a run together after that. And another reason maybe why they're going to Papelbon with the 2 right-handed hitters right out of the chute here are both home run hitters. And the other thing, I think they're trying to keep some of these guys' innings down a little bit because you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, Lee is at 191 2/3 right now.
Yeah, it's not like Lee has to prove anything. You're not trying to find out anything about him. You know what you have.
7th time this year he's gone at least 8 innings and has allowed 2 runs or 2 hits or less and has struck out 10 or more. 0-1 of B.J. Upton.
That's a good pitch by Jonathan there to throw a breaking ball on the first pitch. Figure maybe a guy's up there hunting for a fastball to tie it.
B.J. Upton and Jonathan Papelbon faced off when the 2 were in the American League East. Chopper left side. Ashe waits for it for a moment. Bare hands, fires, and he got him at first.
Wow, that's a good play. You know, he had nothing he could do there on that hop except figure out how to play it when it hit the grass. It's not like he could charge it. It's not like he could back up. Watch what he has to do here. He has to read it. He knows where it's going to come down. He anticipates that little hop that it's taken the other way. Good hands right there to grab it and not bobble it. And then a strong flip for a guy who can run. Cody Ashe doing it all over the place here again.
He's a really nice player, and obviously the Phillies knew that coming into this year based on what he did last season, but he has evolved. Here's Justin Upton. That guy who's a plus runner too.
Exactly, and there's so much involved in that thing because I say first thing he has to do is read the hop, and he knows this is what I have. I can't do anything to change the hop right now, and now I have to watch it hit the ground and go from there and have my feet ready. Just a tremendous play for a ball that kicked right on him too.
2-0 to Justin Upton.
You don't practice getting hops like that. Look out here. You don't want to fall behind these guys. It's never a doubt what he was going to try to do on that swing. Man, both feet moved. It looked like.
Yeah, they did.
He swung so hard. Breaking ball behind in the count action there. That one had some bite to it too. That was a little bit harder than some of those slurs he's been throwing. I think looked like it.
A little high. 3-2.
It is a tying run, not the winning run. So I wonder if he'll get. You almost think he's going to throw a fastball to him here, especially with that guy on deck.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Justin Upton. Half-hearted swing. Papelbon was late getting off the mound. Gets there in time. 3-1 on the putout.
He made a great pitch and then he turned into a spectator. And Upton almost beat him. He doesn't run quite as hard, fast as his brother, but he is a plus runner too. Makes a great pitch on him with a fastball. And look, he turned into a spectator. He just gets there in time. Oh, that would have been a really bad mistake.
Tell you what, he moved pretty good after he realized.
Well, I think he was a little startled at that point where his mind was going, Oh, I better get over there.
Well, you're right, though. He did make a good pitch on him.
Great pitch. And then he just stood there and watched.
Now Freddie Freeman, who's 0 for 3 tonight.
He put Upton into an emergency swing mode there on a 3-2 count, and that's not easy to do with a power hitter like that. But Upton didn't want to take strike 3 called, so he had to put him in play. This guy swings first pitch in these spots.
Opposite way, Galvis on the run over toward the line, and he plays it on a hop.
Good job by Freddie.
Yep.
They're in the no doubles defense right now, and so he's not going to catch that thing, but don't get too close to it and allow the tying run to get to second. He wants some well nodding there. He's giving him the same thing. That's what that sign means. Don't hit it over your head. No doubles. Play back.
Yeah, even if he had slid to try to make one of those plays, which we've seen him do before, if he didn't get it, Freeman could have been on second.
Right, and you know what? It was amazing the way he recognized what he had there for an infielder and just played it on the one hop. Those are just instincts.
Evan Gattis has hit less than 3 at bats. Only the 3rd hit of the night for the Braves.
He'll be swinging hard. The only thing, Freeman, you don't expect him to steal a bag here or even think about it, because the one tool he doesn't have is speed. He's falling behind him 2-0 on breaking balls. Give him a 3-0 green light.
With McCann on deck?
I know.
Similar pitch. That one was closer to the strike zone,
Yeah,
obviously.
the 2-0 was a ball.
3 balls, 1 strike to Gattis.
I think they're getting Kimbrel loose out there.
Yeah,
Why
he's
not?
up and throwing. One closer's on the mound. Phillies hope they don't see the other closer. 3 balls, 1 strike with a runner at first. And the pitch. Out toward right center field. On the run is Mayberry. So is Hernandez. And Mayberry closes and makes the catch. What an outstanding ball game tonight here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies win it 2-1 as Jonathan Papelbon closes the door for Cliff Lee, who was outstanding through 8 innings against the Atlanta Braves. Cody Ashe, our star of the game, thanks to a 2-run home run. It was a beautiful shot. He also made a couple of very good defensive plays. Cliff Lee, well, he deserves some recognition, too, for what he did in tonight's ball game. 8 innings, 10 strikeouts, just 2 hits against the team.